You just landed your first mixing gig, deadline is tight, and you know you're gonna take a lot longer to get this mix done. So you start freaking out. Well, no more. This video is gonna show you how to prep your session so you can mix faster. All right, let's get right into it. All right, so the first thing to do is to organize your session. I already went ahead and did that because this is my preference, so you don't have to do it this way, but I did it this way. In my working drive, I have my Logic folder. That's where I save all my Logic sessions. Within that session, I created a folder for the artist. Within the artist's folder, I created a folder for the song, and I titled the folder the same way I'm going to title the song. The name of the song followed by today's date. Within that folder, I brought in the session files, right? All the stems, I brought them in here. And as you can see, I already started this video already, and I already have the session saved in here with the same name as the folder, all right? So if we click on that, you will see I already have audio files and the actual session here. Going into Logic, we're actually gonna start from scratch. We're gonna create a new session. That audio track here is gonna be important later, but not yet. All right, so with our session already opened, what we're gonna do is name it. Yes, I already have it named, but I'm gonna show you guys how to name it again. File, save as, and we find the folder that we want to save the session in, which is on my mini drive, Logic, artist name, song name, and this is where we're gonna name it. So normally I would just type in the name here and hit save. I'm gonna title it Logic 101 Jan 30th. All right, within the same folder, it's probably gonna ask me if I want to keep the same name. Let's see what it does. Yes, so with that done, we're gonna go find our files. These are our stems. We're going to highlight everything and pull them into the session. Now Logic is gonna ask you for a few options, and what you wanna select is create new tracks, and yes, all those files are from the same session, right? So just hit okay. And at this point, Logic is just going to analyze the tracks and write them into the session. All right, so let it do its thing, and we'll be right back. All right, so all the files are here. I'm gonna select everything and bring them to the beginning of the session. Now quickly, notice that our tempo is at 120. If I hit play while the metronome is on, it's not going to sound in time. All right, that is clearly not the tempo of the song. So first thing we need to do is find the tempo. To find the tempo, we are going to right click on everything that's highlighted, and we're going to go down in tempo, and we're going to apply region tempo to project tempo. That is important. Region tempo to project tempo. And just apply. Boom, now we should be good. So now the next thing we need to do is start grouping instruments with light instruments. So drums together, keyboards together, basses together, guitars, everything that is similar, you want to keep them together. I'm gonna look for all my drums, which are all right here. I want those to be at the beginning of the session. So we're gonna move them to the top. Next thing I want is the 808. I want that to be at the very beginning of the session before the drums. All right, and then I have keyboards, so I want all my keyboards to be together. So I got this keyboard. I'm gonna bring it over to next to that one and take those two together and bring them over next to that one. So all my keyboards are together. However, before the keyboards, I want the bass to be next. So I'm gonna take the bass and bring it right after my drums, right? So, and then I take all my keyboards and I bring them over together, which just so happens to be this one is part of the keyboards as well, right? So at least I'm gonna treat it that way, right? And then the next thing is the guitar. And then after the guitar is my time bass effects, which are here, those two tracks. I believe that's it. So just those two tracks are my time bass effects. So I am going to bring them up here. Now this is just a mix down of everything together, so we don't really need that. So what I'm gonna do is mute it, and I am going to hide it. Right, I don't need it. And this track I'm gonna need when I'm done mixing, but for now I'm gonna leave it alone. All right, so now that we have everything together, we're going to start summing our liked instruments, right? So drums, including the 808, I am going to sum those all together into a drum bus. All right. Bass, I'm not gonna do that because it's a solo track. And then my keyboards, all my keyboards, I am going to sum together into a summing bus. Oops, this is keys. And then my time bass effects, I'm going to do that also. Notice I skipped over the guitar, same situation as the bass because it's a solo track. So now I have all of that done. We're pretty much ready to mix. Now, two things that you want to make sure you do before you actually get out of here. First thing is markers. You want to go around and create some markers to make sure that you can navigate the track easily, right? So we're going to go to the beginning and start creating markers. And to do that, we're going to click down on this folder here, and we have our markers here, right? So you click add one, call that intro, and you go throughout the session and you do that. You get verse 1, and then I believe here we got chorus 1, and then that's the end. I'm gonna put a marker. I'm gonna actually put it past the actual end because there may be some tells. And then I'm actually gonna scroll all the way to the right and find this session end, this little icon right here. I'm gonna bring it all the way to my end marker. All right, so with that done now, the next thing to do is make sure that you saved all your work. Since you already saved the session, all you gotta do now is just command save and you are good to go. That's it. I hope this video was helpful. If it was, make sure to drop a like and comment down below to show support to the channel. See you in the next one.